When you think of success, what are the first images that come to mind? Do you see a room full of cheering people? A stadium where you're the superstar shining under the lights? Everyone has a vision of what that is. The real question is, how do you get there? How do you train for those key moments in work, sports, or life? When it came to preparing his teams for all time greatness, Nick Saban had no equals. It wasn't just that they were ready for the pinnacle moments, he had their buy in at every moment, even in the early mornings when it was hard to focus and easy to just go through the motions. So, how did he get his team to refuse to hit snooze on the grind to the top? Now, I need to start with the illusion of choice. In one of his interviews, Saban had this wisdom to share. If you want to be good, you don't really have a lot of choices. It takes what it takes. You have to do what you have to do to be successful. You have to make choices and decisions to have the discipline and the focus to the process of what you need to do to accomplish your goals. Now, let's unpack that. If you really want to master your craft, there's a path you must follow. You need to be consistent every day, and some days will be harder than others, but you must choose to keep going because that's what it takes. Saban knew this better than most, and he was such a master at it that he wasn't just able to learn it himself, but he was able to get teenagers and young adults to buy into this philosophy. The reality is, everyone wants this path to success to be easy, and that's just not the case. You can't become your best self on autopilot. It takes focus and dedication to the fundamentals of your craft to continue to improve. This doesn't mean that we won't make mistakes. Sometimes the best way to learn is from the mistakes you make, and even though you don't want to make them, the price of success is often paid with the failures along the way. Setbacks will happen, but they only define you if you let them. That's why loving the process over the accolades is important. It's too easy to stop when you fail, but reflecting on what went wrong and continuing is part of the journey. Embrace it. At work, most of us obsess over the idea of promotion. We often focus on that outcome, over mastering the fundamentals and focusing on successful steps we have control over. To be frank, none of us actually have the power over whether we're going to get that promotion or not. We aren't in that room where people make that decision. We don't know if the organization can afford it, and you don't know who else might be in the discussion for a promotion either. What we can control is our own progress every day, showing up, getting in the extra reps on a new skill, paying attention to the details, learning to anticipate and be proactive, or even having that extra conversation with a colleague to build rapport. The list goes on, and eventually the work you put in will either be too great to be ignored, or you'll find the opportunity or role you deserve elsewhere. There are two Saban coach players that have both been to the top of the mountain in the NFL, but had drastically different paths. Devonte Smith and Jalen Hurts. Devonte is a pro's pro. He has the accolades, he's a Heisman winner, national championship winner, first round draft pick, and Super Bowl champion. He loves succeeding, and he does everything he can control to make that happen. He's humble and plays number 2 to A.J. Brown, even though Smith could absolutely be a top receiver on another team. His humility translates to his game too. He's a technician on his routes and always seems to be open, but if you watch running plays, he blocks like he's an offensive lineman. His dedication to his craft is easy to see every day, and he's so good, it feels like he never has setbacks. Now, compare that to a player who is both college teammates with Devonte and NFL teammates with him too, Jalen Hurts, who I raved about in my last video. His journey has been filled with setbacks. He was benched for Tua in college, had to transfer to get a starting job again, was drafted to be a backup to Carson Wentz, lost in his first ever Super Bowl, and finally came out on top and won Super Bowl MVP. Saban has once said that he's probably never been more proud of a player than he has been of Jalen, and I believe it's because he embraces the ups and downs of the journey more than anyone I've ever seen. He doesn't get discouraged. Every failure or setback is a new opportunity to learn, and that's why he's been so adaptable and creative with finding ways to win and put his teammates in the best position to succeed. He's lived and understood what it's like to have nothing. He is the embodiment of yet another one of Saban's life lessons, and honestly, I'll let his words speak for themselves right here. Let's talk about the importance of nothing. You get up every day. You're entitled to nothing. Nobody owes you nothing. You have talent, but if you don't have discipline, you don't execute, you don't focus, what do you get? Nothing. If you are complacent and not paying attention to detail, what does that get you? Nothing. So, nothing is acceptable but your best. Everything is determined by what you do and trying to be your best. There should be nothing else but that for everybody. That's what we need to stay focused on. We need not to accept anything but our best in terms of what we're doing in preparation. Let's be honest with ourselves. Many of us have been fine with nothing for far too long. But falling in love with the process can be started at any time, no matter who you are or how old you are. If you want the best for yourself, choose the path to greatness every day, no matter how hard it is. Choose to focus on yourself, become the best possible version of yourself. And when the time comes for your accolades, you'll look back fondly on the work that it took to get there, and you'll be excited to continue working to the future that you dream of. Thanks for watching. I've enjoyed being able to tie sports into my business content, and I plan to do more like this in the future, in addition to the concepts I've already been doing. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have anything you want to see covered on this channel in the future, leave a comment. I enjoy engaging with my viewers and would love to see what you have to say. Until the next video, see you next time.